Well, we're on our way to Thermopylae. This is the route the Persians would have took. All 300,000 of them, supposedly. And I thought it would be good for you to see the terrain that they crossed just before we actually get to Thermopylae. That's the bay where the Persians came across with all their boats. It's the very bay, and you can just take a look at the terrain. That the Persians would have come over. Not very easy at all. And I would imagine it would have looked pretty much the same as it does today. Probably less trees, obviously. How's about that then? A caravan on the back of a lorry with an aircon unit on the back of the caravan. One way to travel. There we are. There's the sea in front, and it's receded all the way back. That's why it's difficult to envisage where the sea and the pass was, because the sea is no longer there. The sea's there now. It used to be over there. Anyway, we're en route, and there you go. Difficult to envisage that being the seabed. You can see the terrain now. You just would not want to walk a 300,000 strong army over these mountains and hills. Okay, we're just coming up to the battlefield now of Thermopylae. You can see how high these mountains are. They're horrendous. Horrendous terrain. Horrendous. We're just coming around the area where the battlefield is. Apologies for the squeaky window wipers, but I'm trying to give you as clear a view as I possibly can. Oh, there's a shower, waterfall. What about that? This is actually sulphur water. this must have been used by King Leonidas in its time. This is the viewpoint of the Persians heading towards the pass, exactly where we are now. And these are the hills and the terrain that they would have had to have endured en route. So this is actually facing the Greek defence positions. There he is. It's the monument to King Leonidas. What an awesome monument it is too. And there's the terrain. So the Persians would not cross that terrain, although there is a goat pass behind there. There we are. It shows you the battle. It's fantastic carving, in true Greek style. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. It's a fabulous monument. There he is. So where we are now, people, this used to be the sea. And so the Persians came from over this way. And this, from the roadside view, or the sea view if you like, what it would have been, is the hill that the 300s defended. They were the last line of troops before they got through. And this is the fortified hill of Colonos. The 300 defended until the last man. So I'll take you up the hill, because apparently this is where the 300 are buried, where they laid, where they died. These are the steps up to the hill, and you should hopefully get a good viewpoint. Yeah, there's the wall. Which we'll go and see in a moment. But this is the hill. There's some of the fortifications there. Just starting to rain more now, which is a shame. So the sea was right where the road is. And that's your battlefield. So on the left flank, the Persians couldn't go anywhere because of the mountains. On the right side, they had the sea, so they had to come through here. And then come up this hill to face 300 Spartans. That's after they'd already killed 10,000 Greeks defending the first wall. The wall that you can see just before that black vehicle over in the distance there. So, okay, we carry on up the hill. And this is supposedly where they're all buried. Right here. Look at that terrain. Got no chance going over there with 300,000 Persians. And I think this is the monument that says, "Passerby, tell the Spartans we followed their orders and now here we lie." This is it. I know another guy that came up here a while back, who was a bit of a spiritualist, I think. I watched one of his videos, which was excellent, by the way. He said he felt some kind of energy coming from this area here. But it was a fantastic strategic position, defensive wise. It really was. You see the seas over there where the Persian navy would have been. The Persian ships. They were being held back by the Athenian navy, well, as it was then. And that left this pass. And the Goat Pass apparently is behind that first ridge, the greenery ridge there. It comes all the way around and around here. And that's the only reason they got beat. Yeah. Awesome. This was obviously some sort of fortification. You just think the Spartans laid these stones. This is how unbelievable this is. I mean, in England this would be an absolute national monument. We wouldn't be stood here. You know, it's such a monumental importance, this area and this region. What you can see, all these stones. Yeah. There's a real smell of sulphur here as well. That's the other thing, a real smell of sulphur because of the sulphur baths down the road. So whether they were still there then, there's a real smell of sulphur here. Unbelievable, really. But yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking the 300 might actually be buried in this compound here, because there's obviously a stone wall being built, some sort of building. So whether all the 300 are actually buried inside this compound, who knows? I know that a Greek archaeologist came a few years back around this area and discovered upteen Persian arrowheads, hundreds and hundreds of them. So this whole area will be littered with arrowheads. I can imagine it's very peaceful and a nice spot. It's a shame about the road noise, really, because it would have made it a very peaceful cemetery, if you like. But you can see in the distance, there's the sea right over there. So it's really receded back, because it would have been all along the flat plain here. That's where the sea would have been, up to this road. See the road there? So but it was certainly a good defensive position, without a doubt. So there you are. There's the battlefield, currently facing the Persian positions from the Spartan defensive position. This is the view the Spartans would have had. And that wall there is the first defensive line. 10,000 Greeks. Then there's a second line, which is a ditch which is right just in the front. That's the second defensive line. And then of course you've got the hill. This hill. Now you can see the ditch better from this angle. There's the ditch. And there's the first wall over there, with a 10,000 strong army to defend it. The sea was where the road is, right just here. And the mountains just there. Okay, so now I'm going to take you over to the ditch. Let's have a look at that. That's the hill. And here's the ditch. Here's the ditch where so many men lost their lives. You see, there was a wall here of some sort and a post there by the looks of it. It seems to be a bit squared off. Walking along the battleground now. Apologies for the rain. There you can see the hill from the Persians' viewpoint, and the Spartan 300 will be at the top of that. The sea will be where that car is, and there's the mountains. Okay, we're actually literally here alone. There's nobody about at all. It really should be cordoned off and made to be a proper visitor centre, I think, for future generations. Now, some sort of chalk. I don't know. What we've got here. We've got something here. Looks like it might have been quite know what that is. It's circular, so it could have been a tower. Strange. Strange material. Okay. This is obviously a latter property, been built in more modern times. There's the hill from the Persian front, and as you can see from the Persian viewpoint, you can't see that ditch, so that must have come as a bit of a surprise, thinking they've just got a clear run straight to the hill, but obviously not, because just beyond that bush there's a ditch where it was heavily defended by the Greeks. Okay, you can see this rock, but here's the wall, the first defensive wall, as I understand. And as you can see, it's not straight. I'll just climb up on here, I'm sure they won't mind. You see? See, it goes over then that direction as opposed to straight across there. You can see how flat the land is there, and that's where the sea would have been. And where this car is now, police car ironically, that's where the sea was. So there's your hill right in the distance there. So the wall, this wall, you can see that it's not straight. Now it would have took some getting over. Now from a Persian point of view, or viewpoint I should say, the Persian viewpoint is that. So you've got this wall here, 10,000. Can you imagine that, 10,000? You can't see the ditch where more will be waiting to defend. and you've got the 300 on the hill. Here's the wall. More wall. Here you see. Look at this. Yep. There's another viewpoint of the hill from the Persian side of things. Approaching it, that's exactly what they would have seen. So what you're watching now is exactly what the Persians were doing 2,500 years ago in 479 BC. There you are. How do you fancy facing 300 Spartans at the top of that are willing to die for the cause, defending their country and Athens? If you've enjoyed this little documentary, don't forget to say that you've liked it, and even perhaps say a comment or two. Very much appreciated. Hope you've enjoyed it, and subscribe for my other adventures in Greece. Alright, hope you enjoyed it. All the best. Bye for now.